Hi everybody, and welcome to another Naked Truth. For those of you who this may be your first time tuning into the Naked Truth series, it's a series where I, Trisha Hershberger, vlog in the nude with no makeup on and my hair not done. I'm actually right out of the shower. Yes, I'm sitting on a leather chair, but I sit on a washcloth first to fend off that question in the comment section. And I do that so that I can be as raw and honest and real and just me as possible with no pretense. So thank you in advance to the people who sent in Naked Truths from last week, the Naked Truth on Comedy. That's Jacob, Pat, Nathan, Romeo, Julia, Dominic, Lawrence, Patrick, Tom, Sid, Prescott, and Kristen, and Kim. You guys are awesome. This week, I really want to talk about something that happened today. I'm actually filming this on Monday night. Usually I film this on Tuesday night or sometimes even Wednesday super early in the morning. So I know this isn't posting till Wednesday, but I'm fueled now, so I'm filming it now. And I'll get into why there's a little hiatus on that later. But anyway, what I want to talk about this week and why I'm so riled up is double standards in sexism. I think the topic was brought up, and it's a great topic to have brought up and to discuss, but I think it was brought up in kind of a crappy way. So let me go on. If you saw the SourceFed video regarding Alex from Target, hashtag Alex from Target, the overnight celebrity, just basically because he's a good-looking teenager that works at Target, which is hilarious. And we did the news story, and yes, it's news. I got it from CNN, and basically the internet made somebody who hasn't done anything deserving of being famous, made them a celebrity overnight. And I think even right now at the time that I'm filming this, it's still trending worldwide. So that's insane. And it's not just the internet that's made this person famous, it's adolescent sex drives that made this person famous. And I know we highlighted female sex drives in the video, but we should not exclude the male sex drives too. I mean, it's something that's often mocked. My mom used to call hormones horn bones in our house. Like, you're so moody because you're growing horn bones, which is hilarious. But I mean, when teenagers go through puberty, they're little nutters. If you think back to American Pie and actually like having sex with the pie, because when you're at that age, you're just learning about who you are and your identity as a sexual being. And yes, it's very natural to have a sex drive. So this is what we were laughing about and highlighting in the video, that adolescent sex drives are little nutters. So nutters, they made someone who is not deserved of celebrity status a celebrity overnight. And isn't that hilarious and amazing? So that was the video that we intended to make. Now, when I go into the comment section for said video, all I see is a lot of comments crying feminist double standards, and you know that SourceFed is a bunch of hacks who have all these double standards, and if it was hashtag Becky from Target, we would be crying that these males are horrible for doing that to her, yada yada yada. Within that, I think that there is a solid argument to be made, and I do definitely think that there are double standards in sexism, and in feminism, etc. However, the comment section was full of assholery, and I do say assholery and mean that. Things like, let's see, dem hoes be mad annoying stems from, you know, that obviously we're unintelligent women on an unintelligent channel because this is such a ridiculous double standard. Or things like, you're just mad because you're the inferior race, which is incredibly funny because, sir, I think you meant sex. Men and women race has nothing to do with men or women. What is wrong with you people? And then there were comments that were more well thought out, but they were still very demeaning to anyone who disagreed with them. Like, they've already decided, giving this opinion, that they're just happy to hear themselves talk, and they don't care what anybody else has to say, which is also assholery, in my opinion. Things like, let's see, God forbid that the genders were reversed. Otherwise, this would be sexual harassment and objectification of women forced upon us by the toxic ideas of manhood, which are only exacerbated by the patriarchy's agenda to oppress women in every facet of society. And this had over 250 thumbs up at the time that I looked at this today. Again, there probably is a solid argument in there somewhere, but you're being such an egotistical maniac to express that in such a way that you're not encouraging any open dialogue. You're shutting down everyone who disagrees with you as ignorant or stupid. And you're belittling the other side of the argument, which does have some valid points as well. So then I lead into the comment that actually made me think, you know what, I'm going to do a Naked Truth on this. Because this person had a valid argument to make and expressed it in a way that encouraged open dialogue, which those of you who watch this series know I love. A show of hands 7 said, "Hey Trisha, remember when you did a Naked Truth video on the comments section and how it wasn't flattering at all when people commented on your body or how hot or sexy you were? Please explain how this is different. I'm sure you're sickened by the idea that someone would write a fan fiction about you, yet we celebrate it when this happens to Alex from Target." So I do think a show of hands, again, did a great job at expressing this side of the argument. So let's discuss it. The reason that I feel like this video is not necessarily a double standard, and feel free to disagree with me, I do think that there's a difference in the comment section that I was talking about in that naked vlog, where someone literally said, pardon my French ahead of time, muted if there's kitties in the room. Someone said, "I want to fuck her in the ass," about a tech video that I did. It was the top comment and it had hundreds of thumbs up. Those are the kind of comments that I'm saying are disrespectful and not flattering. The things that we talked about in this video for Alex from Target was actually a song someone wrote that the lyrics were, "Please won't you marry me?" And I do think that there's a difference between someone saying, "Wow, she's beautiful, I want to get to know her better," or "Yeah, she's beautiful, I want to marry her." And yes, obviously that leads to sexual intercourse. That's how marriage works. You have to consummate the marriage. But I think that there's a difference between that and saying, "I just want to use this person for their body and move on." I think it's a respect issue, ultimately. I mean, when you look at anyone, whether you're a man or a woman, looking at someone that you're attracted to in a bar, you know, there's a difference between thinking, "Wow, I'm really attracted to that person. These are my intentions." And your intentions can be disrespectful or they can be respectful. And I think that that's the main difference here. All the tweets that I was finding when I was researching this story, because I did extensive research, believe it or not, as much of a crazy, silly story as it is, were, "Oh my God, I love you so much. Please won't you marry me?" I didn't see, and I'm sure there were tweets out there, because not everybody's perfect. And I'm not saying that like the people who like Alex are perfect and the people who make comments in YouTube videos aren't perfect. I'm not saying that. I'm sure there were comments out there that were like, "Man, I'd like to hit that." I personally didn't see any of them, and I certainly didn't see them as descriptive as, "I'd like to fuck blank in the ass." I certainly didn't. That's the respect line for me. So if someone wants to write a fanfic about their wedding to me and our life together, no, I'm not sickened or offended by that. I think that's kind of sweet. But if someone wants to write a fanfic about me getting gangbanged, yeah, I am sickened by that, and I don't like that. So that's the line for me. Also, I think that a lot of times, this is just an argumentative thing, when people are arguing their side of an argument, to make themselves sound more correct, or if they don't fully understand the other side of the argument, they will oversimplify the other side of the argument so that when you read their argument, it sounds like, duh, obviously I'm right. It's a very simple way of making one side sound correct when in essence they're not really looking at the whole picture. And I think that this happens especially when you see comments that are saying, well, when men have sex drives, it's a bad thing we should be ashamed of. But when women have sex drives, it's funny or healthy. Because I had a quote in the video from Psychology Today saying that adolescent sex drives are a healthy thing and celebrity crushes are a healthy thing. So yes, there was some education in that silly piece, believe it or not. And I think that all human sex drives, I agree with Psychology Today, are normal and healthy. I don't know that anyone's gone out there on a pedestal to argue their argument and said, male sex drives are bad, put them down, and female sex drives should be celebrated. I think that's people feeling attacked. And therefore they're oversimplifying the other side of the argument so that they can feel justified in being defensive. Now, is there something out there that's a double standard in sexism that people should feel defensive about? Abso-freaking-lutely. Does it suck that society almost laughs when a male comes forward and says, I've been raped, versus a female coming forward and saying, I've been raped? Yeah, that's not cool. That's all those people fighting for gender equality are fighting to try to get rid of those double standards. Do I necessarily think that this video was the place to cry double standards in sexism, or that this was the place to go against it? I personally don't. Feel free to disagree with me. I'm happy to have people disagree with me. I always try to go into these conversations with an open mind. I'm completely okay if I come out of reading this week's comment section with my opinion being flip-flopped. And I hope that everyone who's watching this video is also going into it with an open mind. Let's all learn from each other, and whether we strengthen our own beliefs that we came in with or we come out with a new perspective on things, that's great. I'm obviously going to have a different perspective as a woman who's my age than anyone who's watching this video that is either a different gender than me, a different age than me, grew up in a different part of the world than me. We all have some perspective that's unique to bring that we can share to others. So don't be so proud of what you have to bring to the table that there's no room at the table for anyone else. And I will leave it there. My question to you guys is, do you think this is a double standard situation? Why or why not? Do you think there is ultimately someone being hurt in this situation? Why or why not? Let us know in the comments down below. I look forward to this week's comment section more than I've looked forward to a comment section in a long time. So I thank you in advance. For those of you who would like to make a naked vlog response, you are welcome to do so. If you're under 18, please make sure you let your parents know first so they don't think you're doing nudie things in front of a webcam. And also, I request that you only film from the shoulders up, because this is not a sexy type of show. This is a thought-provoking, raw, and honest kind of show. All right, thank you guys so very much, and I will see you next week.